Moin, this is Timo Buske and you're watching BLIT photo tutorials. Today I'm going to edit a winter landscape.
BLIT photo tutorials.
Right, first things first, let's crop a bit. I'm going to use a ratio of 2:1 to make it more panoramic. And what I want to do here is to make sure the lower grid line, the bottom grid lines falls together with the horizon. Yeah, I like this. And I'm going to start with the standard workflow. We lower the saturation to minimum. Now we do all the lighting stuff. Yeah, I think we should bring up the HDR highlights a bit, so we have a bit more going on here in the bright area. So maybe around 25-ish or something. And I'm going to bring back the highlights with the levels tool here. Just a little, to make it a bit brighter. Okay, that is looking pretty good. Let's do the sharpness now. I'm going to zoom in to an interesting area, which is sharp. So this one should work. I'm going to use the structure tool as a first step, just slightly, and then I'm doing the standard workflow for sharpness, radius to minimum, amount to maximum, and I'm slowly going to increase the radius. I think here we are introducing halo, those places, so let's reduce a bit. If I zoom back, I think we can live with a little of halo, so I will just leave it at 7 here. Okay, but I think we need to remove the noise now due to the strong sharpening. So I also standard workflow for this one. I bring up the luminance noise reduction to maximum and slowly reduce it until noise comes in. Which is around 80. So I just leave it to 80 here. Okay. So I like the lighting for the first step. We will do a little more later, but let's care about the colors now. I'm going to saturate again. I think 0 is fine for this image, so let's do the white balance. I think the snow is a bit too greenish, so just a little of magenta here. Not too much, maybe like this. Okay, and now I want to make this image a bit more interesting by adding some adjustment layers. First of all, what I want to do here is to brighten up this line here, to make all those shadows and highlights a bit more interesting. So I'm going to create a new adjustment layer, grabbing a medium-sized brush, and I mask this edge here. Okay. Okay. I think I'm going to add a little of exposure for this. Doesn't matter if the sky is affected a little here because we will care about this later. And it actually doesn't look too bad, so let's keep it at 1.5 here. What I also want to do is to make this more interesting. I'm creating another adjustment layer and I'm going to create a gradient for the bottom of the image. I'm going to bring down the brightness to about -10 or something, not too much. This kind of looks like burnt or something, but I just want to have smooth gradient to make it interesting. Okay, that's pretty good. So next thing I want to do is the sky is a little brighter here on the left side than in the middle, and this is also due to our brush stroke. We have a glow here. I want to make the sky flat again, so we can use the skin tone editor for this. Going to pick a blue tone here, and I'm trying to select just the sky now. So when I click View Selected Color Range, I can see what is actually selected, because the other areas are going to be desaturated. So if I move this too far here, you can see the gray is coming in the sky. So I need to move this up a bit, but if I move it too far, you can see the mask is coming here in the shadows. So I need to find the sweet spot here, which is around here. I deselect this checkbox. So now we have selected the sky, and we can uniform the color and the lightness and everything. I will just bring up everything, so you see immediately that this gets a lot flatter and better. So we have a nice uniform sky now. And yeah, I think I'm pretty satisfied with this image already. Before, after. But I want to do one more variant of this. Let me do a black and white variant. Going to clone this. And in this case, yeah, we could do just like bring down the saturation, but I want to have more control over the colors here. So I want to darken the sky. So this is easier to use the black and white tool. I enable it, and I'm just going to bring down the values for, I think it should be cyan and blue in this case. Yeah, maybe more, yeah, blue is better. Now we have better contrast regarding sky and bottom. So this is, the image looks more interesting. And I think we even can amplify those lighting effects here. So we could brighten up the bright areas here and darken the dark areas. For this, I'm going to create 2 adjustment layers. One for brightening up and one for tinting down. So I call this highlights, H for highlights and S for shadows. Going to increase brightness for the highlights about 20. We can tweak this later if we want. And shadows about -20. Now I can switch back and forth between those layers and just paint the effect where I want it to be. So grabbing the brush, the small one. Okay. And now I can just paint the highlights. Maybe a smaller brush for this area here. Again, this area. And now I'm switching to the shadows layer and paint some of those shadows here. This creates a nice, strong local contrast for the shadows of this snow hill here. So I think this is much more interesting. We can check before after by deactivating the local adjustments. Yeah, I like this glow actually. Okay, we also can use this for the color variant. I'm just cloning this again and deactivate the black and white tool. So we should have also our color version with those lighting effects here. Let's check before, after. Before, after, or the other way around, without lighting effects, or before, after the black and white. Actually, I like this most, the black and white effect. I think we even could go more darkish here for the sky, like so. Yeah. Okay. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.
BLIT Photo Tutorials.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. Please support me by subscribing for more videos, spread this out to all your friends, like and comment. And of course, if you want to watch me BLITifying one of your RAW files, please upload it somewhere and send me a link to blit@timobuske.de. I will put everything you need to know into the description. Stay tuned and keep watching.